So now a few words about our new strategy for 2011 and 2015. The way we are actually seeing this, the big task, what I was discussing in the beginning, is that at the heart is that work should be healthy, safe, meaningful, and it should be done as part of good living. So work is not everything, but it's part of good living, and this makes a meaningful combination. Important aspects is from schooling, from the young to work, this stage from school to work, and then at the other end, how to help those who are the seniors to stay longer at working life, how to make solutions which make it more attractive for people to stay at work and not to go to play golf or something else. And then the unemployment, those who are gone outside from work, have lost their jobs, so how to keep up with their workability so that they can be employed immediately when there is this possibility. And then the disabled, those who have working capacity left, but not perhaps 100%. So how to employ this kind of ability, and this is something which we are not doing very well. I think there are many countries who are much better in employing people with less than 100% work capacity. The other thing which people are usually very much interested, also in our board of directors, is that how do we compare in our scientific productivity with other institutes? And this is just a very recent small analysis using the Scopus database, that what is our scientific productivity. So we are here, and as compared to some other institutes, this is our Norwegian institute, the IRSST institute in Italy, which had some difficulties at the moment, the Danish institute, and then of course the most beautiful and biggest, the NIOS. And our conclusion has been to our board of directors that we are not doing too badly, that our productivity has stayed, even though I think that we are doing a lot more other things than just research. But research and development is the heart and the basis of everything else. So we must take care of that part, and then try to see that how do we are also good in implementing the research data. This is just our biomonitoring services data from, I think this is from 2009. What we are doing, what kind of analysis we are doing in our lab in terms of samples collected from workers. So there's chromium in urine, all these metals and metalloids, chromium, nickel, arsenic, lead, aluminium. There is also some other mercury here, and then some solvents like styrene, polycyclic styrene and naphthalene, polychlorinate biphenyls, xylenes, benzene, carbon monoxide, etc. And then there are even more agents which are in smaller quantities which are analyzed. So this has also been an activity which has gone for 30, 40 years, and although the early parts were dominated by lead, nowadays it has been diversified to cover all kinds of things. And this is, I think, one of our concerns, that how long we can maintain the capacity to do fairly small amounts of samples in some fields. And this is also a national question, because if we are not doing them, who is? Because this is not interesting from the economical aspects. This is not really profitable. This is more like a service to the society than anything else. But anyway, we have come to this kind of thinking that since 1945 a lot of things have changed today there is more and more questions that how we can use the available resources and possibilities in a better way. So that the basis, the risk prevention, the identification and risk management is still very important. But that it's not enough if you want to prolong the working, the time the people are taking part in the work. If you want to increase the work participation, you need to also develop other things. And this is why we have been planning to do a more sort of salutogenic approaches, which is really work health promotion, prevention and health promotion, in addition to the risk approach, which is the traditional approach. Our laws have been very much written on risk approach basis, both in the occupational health side and also the safety side. But for the practical things, we need to have something new. The vision for 2015 is here, well-being through work. So it means that physical and mental well-being, but not only that, but also economic and social well-being, and that this is concerning well-being of everyone, the individuals, work communities, and the society. So this is the vision. The mission is to promote work safety and health as part of good living. So this is not going to change during the testing. And the strategic goals is flourishing employees. And I've been telling that, well, if you really want to be creative, and you have to be really engaged, and you have to be enjoying what you are doing, then you are productive. And in an expert institute, which our institute should be, so I think that this would be the way of getting things done. It's not enough to say that, well, I'm just working here. I mean, this attitude it doesn't produce the kind of data which one should do. Yeah, then on top of the flourishing employees, there's supportive organizations, safe and meaningful work, and effective occupational health services. So these are the strategic goals.
It's another topic, but I'd like to know what was the influence of the implementation of REACH regulation in Europe to your institute or to your scientific program? Is there any influence? Or?
We are one of these expert organizations which is giving help to the industries in providing the necessary data. So we are together with some other partners. We are working together. So we are both consulting, and then we are also giving expert services to the safety and health personnel who want to make sure that what they do at their workplaces is according to the REACH principles. So that has influenced our way of doing. The way we are planning to work as an institute is given here. This is the sort of innovation model. The creation of solutions. This is the R&D, and also the innovations, which is about 50% of our activities. And within these, we are working in nine themes, and I'll come back to that. And these themes, to some extent, resemble what you have as this activity field of research. Yeah. So that the creation of solutions, and then we have client services. They're providing the requests, the help to the clients. So there's a need, the creation of solutions, client needs, and very important, the impact through information. This is coming back to this communication part, that we are going to raise this level to the third very important management level, so that operationally we are leading the whole institute through these three fields. So creation of solutions, client services, and then this knowledge transfer impact through information. And it is the first time in the history of our institute that this knowledge, wisdom transfer is at a very high level. And this means communication. This means using the social media, using every tools to make the information into that format that it can be used by the workplaces. And the workplaces are different. They need, one solution doesn't fit everyone. So we have to find various ways how to handle that situation. We are not very good in this, and we are really learning how to do this. We have opened the Twitter site now, and we are in Facebook. And these are just sort of small things to try and learn how especially the younger generation is finding the information. And I belong to the old school, so for me it's quite difficult to understand sometimes that how the young people think. But it seems that they don't read anymore. They don't read journals but they go to the social media and they are interacting directly. And it would mean that you have to develop completely new ways of transferring your information to those people. Young people have the highest rates of workplace accidents. And there's a clear need also to get this information to them. It's important to do the laboratory work and do the epidemiology, do the ergonomics, and find out what the facts are. But that's not enough. The facts must be packaged in a way that they also reach the audience, the clients, those who are able to do it. And that's I think, the very difficult thing.
Did you have any problem in terms of, in your service to the client, in terms of intellectual property?
I'm in favor, I'm a believer in open access way of doing things. But in some cases you cannot do it in an open access way when you are dealing with in the partnerships. And in that case you have to do it in an intelligent way that you also find solutions which protect your rights in a just fashion, so that you don't give your rights which you have done with the public money to the industry side without sort of any
return on investment.
Return on invest, yeah. In Finland we have a new way of funding things, and it is based on, it's a sort of strategic centers of excellence, where the industry is supporting, the public donors and funding agencies are supporting, and the universities and the public institutes are taking part. And we are taking part 2 of these kind of centers. And in those centers, the discussions on the IPR rights, intellectual property rights, they are very hectic. On top of this, I think the open access way of doing things is, I think, that's the future. And we just have to find ways that for instance, publications. Today, journal prices are skyrocketing. And clearly, I think the tendency is that instead of those who want to get the information buy the journals, then it is part of the cost of doing research, and the publication cost should be put there, and then the access to this information should be free.